come back for round three. This is much later in the night. And this has been a video that I've been wanting to do for like the last couple weeks. But I decided to change it up a little bit. This is going to be my thoughts on 3 recently released films that I watched in June. So, haven't done a lot of movie watching this month, but I just didn't get a chance to review these 3 movies that I'm going to talk about. That way they're all in one video. So, I have a book adaptation, a Disney sequel, and a true story to talk about. 3 very different movies. That first movie I do want to talk about is The Watchers. And this is based off of a horror fantasy novel by A.M. Shine. And this is Ishana Shyamalan's debut film. She's the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan. So this is the story of a woman who breaks down in the middle of the woods, and she essentially gets lost. But there's this bunker in the woods that has 3 other people, and there's creatures called the Watchers who are basically shapeshifters. So these creatures are part fairy as well. So there's really not much else to say about this film. I found it to be kind of boring, and the story got very repetitive once you got into what it was actually about. So essentially, these 4 people have to survive and not be taken over by the Watchers. It was a very weird movie, and I really don't have any intention on really reading the book. But I just wanted to see what this movie was, and it was okay. But I doubt that I would ever rewatch this. Definitely reminded me a lot of an M. Night Shyamalan film, and the style is completely the same, and the story just didn't really work for me. So I would ultimately give The Watchers a C. So it was okay, but it wasn't great. Okay, so those are my thoughts on The Watchers. But not to mention, I did see this on June 14th. So that was a long time ago. The second movie I watched that was last Tuesday that I saw, Inside Out 2. And I also watched the original one for the very first time as well. And I really did enjoy both of these. They are coming of age stories that deals with emotions in your head. So our main character is a girl by the name of Riley, and she's trying to cope with growing up and dealing with newfound feelings. And the first one, you have joy, anger, sadness, disgust, and fear. And they are the 5 essential emotions. And this story was very depressing because it dealt a lot with sadness. But I'm not going to talk about the original just now. The second one dealt with anxiety and loneliness in a way. So Riley is now a teenager and she's going through puberty and she meets new friends and she just wants to be a part of their clique. This story is very relatable to parents, which I'm not one, but someday it will definitely be relatable. But I really did enjoy both of these movies, and I would ultimately give both of these movies an A because they are very original and they have a very relevant story behind them. So, kind of a mishmash of both Inside Out movies. And the final movie I want to talk about in this video is The Bike Riders. I saw this on Sunday, and this is based on a true story about the Vandals of Chicago. They were a motorcycle gang throughout the 60s and 70s, and this has an all-star cast including Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, Norman Reedus, Michael Shannon, lots of people. But essentially this tells the day in the life of this motorcycle gang. And that's pretty much this entire movie. This one was kind of disappointing to me because I really wanted a lot more with the motorcycle gang. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the story, but there was practically no motorcycle shenanigans happening here. But essentially, the wife of Austin Butler is your main narration, and that got kind of annoying. But as a good story, it just needed to be more developed. So, this was an alright movie, but will it be a movie that I would rewatch? Maybe. But it's not the best true story movie that I saw. So I would give The Bike Riders a C. No, that seems kind of low, but this was kind of a disappointing movie. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on, I guess you can say, like 4 movies that I watched recently. 3 being new release, and 1 being Inside Out. But just thought I'd hop on here real quick and give you my brief thoughts on these movies. And that's all I got for this video. my next video is going to be my Quiet Place trilogy thoughts. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to go see A Quiet Place Day 1 on Thursday, which is very ironic because that is Day 1. And I'm going to be at the fan event, if you will. Nothing special, it's just like a 3 o'clock show. But yeah, just stay tuned for that video, and by the weekend I will definitely have like an X and Pearl duology review, and then I got my wrap-ups. So June is coming to a close, but also stay tuned for a Horizon Chapter 1 movie review. I have no idea when I am going to see that, but that also releases on June 28th. And I will also have a review out for Maxine, which I am very much looking forward to. But July is going to be a pretty stacked month. I mean, you have Maxine, Twisters, and Deadpool and Wolverine being my 3 most anticipated movies of July. And I can't wait. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Peace.